is Ohio State closer to Georgia, or is Michigan closer to Ohio State? Meaning, what's the gap between Michigan and the top two teams?
Wow.
Or is it Georgia with
Yeah,
those two both
I
on their
don't.
heels?
Great
No, I
question.
don't. That's a great question. It's tough. I don't think my only qualm with Michigan is that JJ McCarthy hasn't had to be the guy. He hasn't had to be the guy. He hasn't had to take a game on his shoulders and go out and win it. And I don't know if Michigan's tooled outside. They got the David Bell kid outside, who I think is a really good receiver, gonna be a problem. But like outside of him, they have some other guys who have physical tools, have physical traits, big recruits, all these things, but they haven't been asked to perform with the big light shining on them. And I
Let
don't
me
know
ask you
what.
this: Has Stetson Bennett been asked?
Yes, he did it. He did, and that's my point. Is whether it's this, he's done it. He's won the big game.
Oh, okay. I see what you're
Stetson's
saying.
done
I
it.
see what you're
He's
saying.
been there,
Okay.
done that, won the big game. Whether he's had to do it this year or not, I think he shouldered a bigger load this year than he did last year because of all the shit we were talking about him, and he's done it week in, week out, like you were saying, George, using his legs. He's adding a bunch of different dynamics to it, and they're doing it in different ways.
But McCarthy is untested, is to your point.
He's just untested, man, and it's nothing against the kid. I think he's talented as hell. I think he's a really, really good player. But
insulated though.
It's just he's been protected. He's been gifted with a phenomenal offensive line that has and two great backs behind him. It's just really hard for me to put my chips in a basket with a team that has a quarterback at the most important position in the sport who hasn't been tested in crunch time. I don't know how he's going to react, down 10 and having to climb back without being able to go around and turn around, hand it off. It's just that's my biggest thing with Michigan. Now, do I think Michigan from a roster standpoint? Michigan's right there, and they've proved that. They've proved that they've built an identity. They've done it a different way. I think Michigan's more similar to Georgia from a mentality standpoint in terms of great defense, physical offensive line play. But it's just Ohio State's so different with the type of players that they have, and the like you said, they're running on fucking jet fuel.
Yeah.
Some of these other bowl boys are getting it done with diesel, and they're getting it done nasty, and they can do it that
Mules.
way. But yeah,
right.
They're getting it done. But I do think that Ohio State and Georgia are kind of, like you said. I think you made a great point. They're kind of in a place of their own from a roster standpoint, and that's hard to say because Michigan got Ohio State last year, but I think they've made some improvements this offseason, and it's shown this year. So